In lesson 1.8, we're going to talk about space figures. Part of this lesson is actually just kind of fun learning how to draw things. So here, one of the important definitions that you need to know is that space is the set of all points, the 3D or three-dimensional. And drawing some shapes in 3D sometimes can be tricky. So here we see that there are basically 4 steps to draw it. In step 1, you can draw an ellipse. Sometimes we call that an oval. In step 2, depending on what kind of pyramid that you have when you're drawing this pyramid, you put the number of dots equally spaced around the ellipse. In this case, it looks like it's going to be a 6-sided one, so that you'll notice that we have these dots going around the ellipse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In step 3, we're going to connect all of those dots that we had before here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 dots, to some external point in purple, and when we connect them to that external point, we've created the edges for the lateral sides. And then at the very end, you're going to take those vertices that you equally space around and connect them so that you have segments. Oh, that wasn't such a good color, sorry. Segments here in green going around. So you would erase the curves and make them segments. And that's how you would draw a pyramid. This is just an example to help you draw when you need to draw things. When you're drawing a cylinder, pretty easy, I think, for most people. You just make 2 ellipses that are exactly the same size above each other. And then after you've made those 2 exact same ellipses, what you do is you just connect them vertically with segments. So a cylinder is pretty easy to draw, at least I feel it's probably one of the easiest figures to draw. In a prism, it's kind of the same thing. So you have your cylinder that you've drawn before, but then what you're going to do is you're going to draw whatever figure it is that you want to talk about for your prism, like if you want a rectangular prism, a pentagonal prism. In this case, this is a pentagonal prism, meaning that its bases are pentagons, 5-sided. So you'll notice that in here, you just draw a 5-sided figure. So as I draw this 5-sided figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I repeat the process down below, and so I would go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you get done, of course, you would connect these different vertices. And after you've connected the vertices, you erase the curves and you're done, and you have the end result of your pentagon on the right-hand side. You'll notice something really interesting, that oftentimes in 3-dimensional figures, you'll see dashed lines. That means that that dashed line is there, that it's actually a edge, but it's hidden from view. It's on the back side of the figure as you look at it. So that indicates to people that you couldn't see it if you were looking at the figure, but it is there. Cones are really nice. In cones, all you do is draw an ellipse. You could even do a circle, I guess, if you want to, and then connect either end of the ellipse to your external point, and that's a cone. So that one, like a cylinder, is really quick to draw, at least I think so. I kind of enjoy drawing that one. If you're going to be drawing a sphere, the big thing is, in a sphere, the first thing that you do is you draw a circle. So after you've drawn the circle, then inside the circle you draw an ellipse, and then afterwards, that back part of the ellipse here, you would dash to indicate that you can't see it, but it's there, and that would indicate that you have a sphere. And then for a hemisphere, which is going to come up next, it's the same exact thing, except in the end, what you would do is this green highlighted part you would erase. That's one way to do it. Or in the next one here, there's another way you could do it. You could, first of all, if you wanted to draw an ellipse, and then after you've drawn this ellipse, what you could do is you could draw a kind of an arc over that. And then, of course, don't forget, just like with our sphere, that this back part here you want to dash, of course, to indicate that it's there, but it's not visible as you look at the figure. So this lesson was kind of about how to draw three-dimensional figures. When I was in school, nobody really ever talked about that, but kind of the nice thing about our unit here is in this lesson we talk about how to draw it.